The K-pop world was rocked by shocking news when information confirmed that BTS's Jin had secretly become a fashion mentor and recovery counselor to Felix Stray Kids, who had recently been in a serious accident. Who would have guessed that behind the glitter of Korea's competitive entertainment industry lies a story of friendship and deep empathy between top idols? Sources close to both agencies tell us exclusively about how Jin, with his personal experience of overcoming similar injuries, has now become a savior figure for Felix, who is struggling with physical limitations after the accident that almost cost him his career. Why did Jin decide to help a group member who was a competitor in the industry? This question resonated throughout the fan community when the first photo of the two in the hospital went viral on social media. It's not about competition between groups, but about humanity, said an internal source who requested anonymity. This rare moment shed light on a rarely exposed side of the K-pop industry, the bond of brotherhood that transcends agency logos and fandoms. Fans from both camps were both shocked and moved by this moment of humanity, questioning why such news had not received mainstream media attention until now. Felix's mysterious accident happened in an unexpected location and with details that remain unclear. The big question remains: what really happened that night? Eyewitnesses reported that Felix was seen leaving the JYP Entertainment building at midnight, alone, before the fateful incident occurred. Had the pressure of a deadly schedule pushed one of Stray Kids' brightest stars to a critical point? BTS's Jin, who had just finished his mandatory military service, emerged as a savior at an unexpected moment. While everyone was busy speculating about his comeback, Jin chose to dedicate his time to helping the younger idols overcome the physical and psychological trauma they had experienced. Chronology of the accident, the night that changed everything. It happened so fast, I only heard a loud crash and screaming, said a staff member who works in a building near the scene. Felix Stray Kids, who is known for his stage charisma and agility, suffered a serious accident on February 15th while on his way to a photo shoot for the group's latest secret project. According to an exclusively obtained police report, the vehicle carrying Felix was involved in a head-on collision at one of Seoul's busiest intersections. Slippery road conditions due to heavy snowfall that night are thought to be the main cause of the accident. However, some eyewitnesses reported that another car ran a red light and disappeared from the scene, information that is still under investigation by the authorities. The accident was very serious. We were all afraid we would lose him, said a medical staff member involved in Felix's initial treatment at the scene. The medical team that treated Felix confirmed that the Australian idol suffered complex fractures to his right leg and left wrist, as well as some serious bruising on several parts of his body. JYP Entertainment, Stray Kids agency, initially only released a brief statement about Felix's minor accident. But after pressure from fans and media, they finally admitted that the situation was more serious than previously claimed. Fans were made anxious for days by the lack of official information, while rumors popped up on various social media platforms. They tried to cover it up for fear of the impact on the stock value and the scheduled comeback project, claimed an industry insider who wished to remain anonymous. But Felix's condition is too serious to hide. He needs significant recovery time. BTS Jin, coming in when he's needed most. The turning point in the story came when BTS's Jin, who had just completed his military service 2 months ago, suddenly appeared at the hospital where Felix was being treated. The initially secretive visit was finally revealed when a patient managed to capture the moment Jin entered the hospital, carrying several bags of clothes and accessories. A source close to Jin revealed that the oldest member of BTS contacted Felix's management as soon as he heard the news of the accident. Jin immediately remembered when he suffered a similar injury back in 2021. He knew exactly the pain and frustration Felix was going through, the source revealed. In 2021, BTS's Jin suffered a serious finger injury that forced him to change his choreography and perform with limitations for several months. It was this experience that prompted him to offer help to Felix, who was now facing a much more challenging situation. Jin said he wanted to help Felix not only in terms of physical recovery, but also provide mental support and fashion tips that could hide the injury while still looking amazing on camera, explained a Hybe staffer close to Jin. He remembers how difficult it is to adapt to physical limitations when having to perform in public. Their first meeting lasted for nearly 4 hours. According to the nurse on duty, Jin brought many fashion references and several items of clothing specially modified to make it easier for Felix to wear, despite his mobility limitations. She was very detailed in explaining each item like a professional fashion guru, the nurse recalls. A fashion collaboration born of empathy. BTS's Jin is known as one of the idols with the sharpest fashion sense in the K-pop industry. His ability to combine high-end items with unique accessories has made him a fashion icon to be reckoned with. Now he is passing on that expertise to Felix, who is struggling with his physical limitations. Jin brings a very unique approach, says the stylist who works with Felix and requested anonymity. She not only focuses on aesthetics, but also on comfort and convenience. Every item she recommended was chosen with Felix's condition in mind. The fashion collaboration began with the concept of smart layering that allowed Felix to hide casts and bandages without sacrificing style. Jin introduced Felix to the technique of layering with loose, oversized shirts, jackets with asymmetrical details, and statement accessories that distract from his physical limitations. One of the smartest tricks Jin taught him was to use scarves and shawls as multifunctional accessories, the stylist explains. Felix can use them to cover the cast on his hand or make them the focus of his outfit, so people don't notice his limited walking. Some photos leaked to social media show Jin carrying a collection of platform shoes, specially modified to give Felix extra stability without looking like medical shoes. An important detail considering Felix is known for his energetic and bold streetwear style. Jin even reached out to some designers he's worked with in the past to create some custom items for Felix, said a source from JYP Entertainment. It's not just about making Felix look good, but also making him feel confident again after the trauma he experienced. Special training, walking with elegance. Despite limited, in addition to sharing fashion tips, Jin also provided special training on how to move gracefully despite physical limitations, something he mastered during his injury recovery. I watched Jin teach Felix a special walking technique that minimized the pressure on his injured leg, yet still looked natural in front of the camera, says a physiotherapist assistant who helped with Felix's therapy sessions. The details were very technical, from the shoulder position to how to hold the microphone to maintain balance. According to the source, Jin and Felix spend at least 2 hours each week practicing basic movements that Felix can use during his public appearances. Jin is very patient. He understands the frustration Felix experiences when his body doesn't move the way he wants it to. One of the biggest challenges was preparing Felix for his first post-accident photo shoot. Jin reportedly designed a series of poses that looked dynamic, but didn't actually require much movement from Felix. He taught Felix how to use facial expressions and upper body posture to create the illusion of movement without actually putting any strain on the injured body part, the source explained.